Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between Kiwi and Railgan on Proxima Station, the latter edition. In the top right side of the map, we have the red Zerg player. It is Railgan, representing Argon. And in the bottom left side of the map, we have the blue Terran player. It is Kiwi from Rod G, which is Romandy Gaming, which is actually where the player Denver came from, or who he plays for. If you missed Denver's replay, I'll put a link to it in the top right. It was Denver versus Emperor M, if I remember correctly. It was a couple of months ago. All right, so this is a GM level ZVT from the European ladder. Thought you guys would appreciate it, so I'm casting it right now. All right, opening up barracks. First gas already done here from Kiwi, which does not mean necessarily that he's not going to go Reaper first, as we learned from, let's see, who was it? Who was it that did that? Smile. Smile went super early gas in a game I cast just a couple of days ago against a Protoss player, and then did end up going Reaper anyway. So, I don't know. Timings can be weird at the GM Master level stuff. There's that hatch coming out for Railgan. He did get a pool first, then an extractor, then a hatch from our Zerg player, worrying about the 3-rack Reaper, but not willing to sacrifice a drone to see if it is coming or not. And I mean, a lot of people feel that way. A lot of pros play that exactly the same way that Railgan does. So here is our barracks. Is it gonna... Did I zoom out already? I think it zoomed out already. And that is in fact a Reaper. Again, please, no more Reaper names. Please. Please, I am overwhelmed with Reaper names. And so if I get more that is going to add to the list, I'll never get through it. Right now, I'm feeling like I can possibly get through it at this point. So we're going to do it. This is Crumbopulous Michael. Yes, which is a wonderful reference to Rick and Morty. Crumbopulous Michael is an assassin for hire. He is just really good at killing things. He's a very friendly, like really competent, happy-go-lucky dude, and he just likes killing. He says he'll kill old people, young people, dogs, cats, whatever. Just likes killing. Overlord does scout Crumbopulous Michael as he's moving out with his 2 guns to hit the target. The target this time being the entire Zerg base. So, I mean, it's a rough go. It's a rough go for Crumbopulous Michael. Again, I would love to see a Season 3 of Rick and Morty. They are taking their time with this, though, which, again, I'm okay with. I'm all right with that. So, Crumbopulous Michael pushing up. Might save this SCV's life. Can he save? Oh, he's on a mercy mission now. Saving an SCV's life and killing 2 Zerglings. So far, so good. Crumbopulous. Get in there. There are no queens. There are no queens yet. The Lings don't even have anywhere close to speed. Just go look. Oh, why not? Why not go look? Okay, there's already a queen out. There were just 2 more in production. Fair enough. Fair enough. There was a queen. Crumbopulous sneaking in. Oh, thinking that queen was the one, but no, can he escape with his life? Yes. Oh, with 4 hit points, he's alive. He does get the scout in. He sees no early Roach Warren from the Zerg player, which likely means you're going to see a 3rd hatch here very, very soon. So he sets a position to kill the drone who's going to try to do that. Now, Railgun is too smart to send a drone down by himself and get murdered by this Reaper that he knows is here because an Overlord is scouting it. Even without the Overlord, I think he would know. Queen actually waltzing down this ramp very slowly, and then up the ramp again, as again, KD8 charges can knock that Queen back, and she just can't really defend herself very well against that. Again, it's only 10 hit points that you take off per hit, but nevertheless, here come the Lings. They almost have speed. There's a couple Hellions here to assist. There's the speed kicks in, but just in time, the Hellions show up. Oh, Crumbopulous Michael, you have got to send these Hellions a Christmas card. And thanks for saving your life when Christmas rolls around again. Maybe you get them a fruit basket now? I don't know. Going in. Friends forever, man. Hellions and Reaper going onto the creep. KD8 charge blowing that Queen back, trying to kill a creep tumor. With splash damage, another Hellion is here out of Kiwi. I like this. A 4 Hellion Reaper push against Railgun. Lings are not going to do it here, especially not with the good micro that Kiwi is displaying at this moment in time. Already has an expansion as well. It is working on even more Hellions with 2 tech labs coming in on what is the question. Tech lab on a barracks and tech lab on a starport just finished up. Is it a Banshee? We could see Banshee. Oh, and here... Oh, I've had this happen to me before. It's a Hellion drop in a medevac into the main base. These Lings are ready for this, man. They are ready for this, ready for some kind of a drop, and into a corner are these Hellions. Get it, pick them up, pick up the Hellions. They're going to die. He does manage to save. Oh, 3 of them. Actually, he's going... He was trying to go Hellion micro, lost 2 of them, though. A little bit difficult to do that, as there is a bit of a delay on their attack, if you haven't noticed. Dropping back here behind the mineral line. This harassment is kind of genius. Out of Kiwi. Medevac is here. I mean, it doesn't heal up the Hellions for sure, but makes them more mobile and can save them. Oh, unless it gets picked out of the sky by Queens. Railgan doing a good job. Good job focusing those medevacs down. Spore Crawlers coming up. One, actually just the one in his natural base. Still hasn't taken a third, which I feel like is a problem for Railgan. It is 38 to 43 harvesters. Railgan has a nice lead, but he's starting to get oversaturated both at his main and his natural. He does have a lair, which is fantastic. And Crumbopulous Michael still alive with 2 kills. Hellions again saving him. Oh my gosh, the Hellions saving Crumbopulous again. This is incredible. These guys are just on the nose. These Hellions replacing the ones that died earlier. But they are still cool dudes, and Michael is just racking up Christmas cards he needs to send next Christmas like it's nothing unless he dies here, and he's still alive, and now he dies. The Lings, the Hellbat transformation on the Hellions. Those Lings are absolutely dead. This early harassment is devastating for Railgun right now. There is a Spine Crawler. There are 2 Queens. The Queens are very low on HP. They both get roasted alive. A Banshee. No. Just Banshee kill the Spine. Hellbat walked right into that Spine Crawler for reasons unknown. Banshee is going to take down the Spine Crawler. I don't know if she has enough DPS by herself to get rid of the third. Lings moving out for Railgun. He's trying to get some counterattacks off here. There are Hydras out for Railgun, though. Oh, Hydras versus Banshee. Not a good thing. Is this actually... It is. 90 hit point Hydras are here. This is on the latest patch. This might be the first game I cast on the current patch, which, again, you're like, Dalkin, that was like 10 days ago. I know. I run on a buffer. Also, I will be casting a lot of games from IEM Katowice 2017, so we will still see games on both patches. I don't feel like the changes in the current patch are that ginormous. Again, Hydras have 90 hit points, which is great. Some other changes on the cooldown time on that KD8 charge for the Reapers there. Another Cloak Banshee trying to do stuff, but again, Hydras plus Overseer, really good stuff. Railgun unloading some Lings from a Drop Lord into the natural base of Kiwi, going after an SCV, building a supply depot, and doesn't actually manage to cancel the supply depot before killing the SCV here. Do the Lings have upgrades? They've got +1 armor, but a bunch of Marines coming right on down and making quick work of these Zerglings for sure. Do not lose a single Marine in their complement, because there are like 16 of them, well, 15 Marines to deal with those dudes. So Railgun again going Hydra in ZVT. We've seen him do this even in the previous patch. Going Hydra in ZVT. I have to admit, I did not think it would work as well as it did in the previous match. It was Railgun versus Barcode, I want to say is what it was. Again, hi EU GM. You might have seen it when it posted not last week. Yeah, at this point it's probably last week. Again, I just get really confused on chronology here. Casting a buffer a week in advance. Lurker Den on the way from Railgun. More Drop Lords on the way here too. He's planning to do pretty much the same thing he did in this previous game of his that I cast, where he's going Drop Lords with Lurkers and Hydras, and just using that for mobility, not really attacking directly into the Terran army, just harassing like crazy with these very powerful units. And then when the army comes to defend, just picking up and backing out, or just setting up Lurkers on the ramp, so when the Marines try to come up the ramp, they die. There are a lot of options here for a very aggressive Zerg player that wants to do this thing. So Railgun tried to inspire a new style of play in ZVT, and I gotta say, it's a welcome change. It is a welcome change to what we usually see in this matchup. 4th base on the way from Railgun at his gold. He's knocked down these rocks, connecting the 3rd base to this 4th base gold. With the Hydras, again, really high DPS, just really hit hard. These Hydras do. They're just generally glass cannons, and so they die very quickly in direct conflicts, unless something else is tanking for them. But with the extra HP, might be enough to make them be able to withstand straight-up combat against Marine tank, against Marauder tank. We'll see. We'll see if it works out for Railgun here or not. Creep spread, not amazing, but he was under a lot of pressure in the first 5 minutes of this game. Can't necessarily blame him. Immediately morphing in 6 Lurkers. 6 Lurkers right here next to his natural base. He's got the Drop Lords to ferry them around. A bunch of Hydras are left over here. There are still 12 of them. Still 12 Hydralisks. They do have a +2 armor and +1 missile attack. Creep spread continuing here for a Railgun. Lings trying to knock around this backside. It's Marine tank out of Kiwi. He has exactly 42 Marines and 3 tanks with 4 medevacs. End of discussion here. I don't know how this is going to do against Lurkers. Lurkers do a lot of splash damage. And again, to deal with Marines, you need splash damage. Ultras do splash damage. Banelings do splash damage. Disruptors and Colossus do splash damage. If you don't have that, you're going to struggle. So Ling's trying to move across the map. Accidentally find Kiwi's army here. Burrow the Lurkers and actually do some good damage here against these Marines. Do not attack into them. You're taking a lot of damage to the face there, Kiwi. And he does stay away. Lets his medevac heal him up. He didn't actually lose a Marine there, I don't think. Maybe one. Or maybe that was just Ling corpses there. Another attempt at a drop here at the back, but there's a missile turret and Marines waiting for it for Kiwi. Excellent positioning there at his natural base. Drop absolutely crushed by Kiwi. Railgan losing some stuff there for sure. Here comes the drop inside the main, though. Hydra's dropping. Lurkers dropping. Missile turret trying to kill the drop lords. Can't do it. Can't kill any of them. The lurker trying to burrow in a position where they can be of the most use. There's the scan. The tanks firing directly on top of the lurkers. Tanks are going to be of great use in this situation and picking up and getting the heck. Oh no, there's not enough room to get out of there. And 2 lurkers are left behind and murdered brutally. Hydra trying to take out a medevac that's a little bit too close to the edge and does get it. Nicely done, Hydra. 3 kills on that one. Hydralisk is a predator. Are Hydralisks female? I just feel like they might be female if we need to assign, you know, genders to Zerg units, which I'm not sure we actually need to do. Lings and Hydras just straight up attacking at the front here against Marine tank. 1 lurker burrows in, getting some spines off, but tank exploded there as well. So I'm not sure that Ling Hydra is the way to go here, Railgun. He was making 3 more lurkers to replace the ones that he's lost, which is a total of 4 right now. Not ideal. Resources lost. Oh, about 4,200 lost for the Terran and about 3,700 lost for the Zerg. So winning that battle just a little bit here is Railgun thus far. Again, the tanks are going to be key for Kiwi. Haha. Key for Kiwi. Trying to burrow again on this lower end of the ramp. Marines and Marauders going right on in. Tanks getting picked off by Hydras and stutter stepping up the ramp, taking a lot more punishment than I thought the Hydras would be able to there. Winning that battle, I think he might be able to just go up the ramp and win, but he wants to do some drop lord action. So he's trying to drop it in the main. And nope, there are Marines and missile turrets here now as well. 2 drop lords, 3 drop lords die. A lurker manages to unload, which is fine, but a tank's going to pick him off as well. Kiwi is defending this like a boss right now. Actually, the lurker is still alive with 13 hit points. I thought for sure this missile turret could see it, but no. +3/+3 on the way for Kiwi at 12 minutes, which, considering how much action there's been, is actually dead impressive out of Mr. Kiwi. Hydralisks, lurkers here. Once again, more lurkers morphing it at the front. Railgun is kind of stuck on this. He's making a spire and an infestation pit, but he's here with Hydras and lurkers for a little bit yet. +2/+2 Marines with Marauders. How many Marauders does he have? He's got 6. 6 Marauders. Bunch of tanks. 7 tanks here. No, +1 attack is done on the tanks. Trying to get a nice concave here is Railgun with a lot of Hydras. That extra range helping immensely. The lurker's getting focused down from the bottom side before anything else, and now it's just Hydra, and that is not good enough, man. Trailing flames is Railgun as he's retreating. His 4th base under direct fire right now from Kiwi, not waiting for that +3/+3 attack whatsoever. Setting up tanks and saying, come at me, bro. Come at me, bro, Railgun. I'm going to take down your 4th base. He has a 5th base coming up along this right side, but I think this 4th is a lost cause right now, killing a bunch of drones. Spine crawler at the top of the ramp. Is there a Hellbat in there? Did I just see some flames coming out of somebody's arms? Maybe I was hallucinating a Firebat. I don't know. Either way, Railgun has abandoned his 4th base. His gold is gone. He's a single drone mining, and there's nowhere to go because now the hatchery is completely wiped off the face of the map. Eggs getting destroyed as well. Railgun getting partial refunds for those. Coming down the ramp is Railgun against these tanks with just Hydralisks, killing a couple tanks, but a lot of dead Hydras. A lot of dead Hydras as well. 45 Hydras have died. 9 lurkers have died in exchange for 4 tanks, 73 Marines. And I mean, that's pretty much it. 4 Marauders as well here. I guess the medevacs have been killed. 3 medevacs have been killed. There's this lurker still sitting here outside of Kiwi's main base, but I think close enough to get some spines up if it had vision, and it really doesn't. Dropping inside the main base is Kiwi, dropping his tanks, dropping his Marines, and his Marauders. Are the Hydras enough? They have to be enough for Railgun. It looks like they may very well be. Yes! They shove the Terran army away. Liberators locking down Railgun's attempt at a 5th base here. 2 Liberators covering every single one of these mineral patches. Drones are forced to sit outside forlornly, like they were not invited to the dance, but they want to go inside anyway. Is this enough Hydras to take it down? It's going to be 15 Hydras. And again, from this bottom angle, I think they can get it. And yes, they do. I mean, 1 Hydralisk gets killed, but both Liberators are murdered at this point. Kiwi is taking a 4th base along this left side, not going for his gold. And actually, that command center is not placed perfectly where it needs to be. See this circle? It should be on the circle, Kiwi, but I understand a lot of stuff is going on right now. Totally understand a lot of stuff is going on right now. Vehicle weapons level 2 being researched by a Kiwi, increasing the damage by quite a bit for sieged tanks from 75 to 80, which is not enough to one-shot these Hydras as they have 90 HP. They also have +2 carapace. So still getting 2-shot splash damage, causing problems as well. Small group of Marines here with +3 at +3 and a medevac support sneaking in to Railgan's attempt at reestablishing his 4th at the gold. And they get an extractor, but then a whole bunch of Hydralisks show up. They boost inside the main base. Ooh, unloading just in the corner as Queen comes out and tries to say, hey, you get out of my house. But these are +3 Marines, man. Get out of there. Get out of there. The medevac needs to get there. We go. Medevac is very low on HP, so decides just to pick up and retreat to be safe anyway. Sensor towers up right now for Kiwi. I love this. 2 sensor towers covering the approaches into his 1st, 2nd, and 3rd bases. Partially covering the approach into the 4th. Not entirely, though. Some Marines, for some reason, up here in the middle of the map just got picked off out of nowhere. I don't know where they were going. Railgun going after this 4th base. Ooh, this gold base has been taken by Kiwi. This 5th base with Hydras and with Lurkers. Again, he really wants to make this thing happen. Hive on the way from Railgun. 63 to 67 Harvesters. Kiwi's up 200 to 156. Total supply. Another Liberator tries to set up shop at the 5th base of a Railgun. Nicely placed Spore Crawler, though. Shoving that Liberator away, has 0 kills. Might try to sneak up somewhere else. Maybe try a different angle. I think maybe setting up here would not be too bad for that Liberator. Oh, he's coming back. Hey, look. Hey, look. Came back in, covering 2 of the mineral patches, which is better than 0. And couple drones get killed. Couple drones get their murderedness right there. 26 drones have lost their lives, and 4 SCVs have been killed. More drones dying. Corruptor's clearing the Liberator out after getting 4 kills, though. So, Corruptor's always a good addition in ZVT, in my personal opinion. Just good against Medevacs and Liberators, both. Railgun has some Lurkers set up, has a bunch of Hydras set up. 200 to 177 at total supply. +3 Marines and Marauders. Liberators in here as well. Tanks with +2 attack doing 80 damage per shot. Versus armored units, and that is definitely something that Lurkers are. Actually, no, you're right. Hydralisks aren't armored, duh. So they get 48 damage per shot, which brings it to, actually, that's about 100-ish. So do they... Is it a 2-shot or a 3-shot on Hydralisks? I don't know. Liberator setting up shop, trying to kill those Lurkers, but the Hydras walk right on in and say no. How about no? How about we don't do that? There are 3, 4, 5 Lurkers here and a bunch of Hydralisks. The tank support is not there for you, Kiwi, but going for it anyway. Hydralisks getting murdered. Lurkers doing their dirty work right now. 5 kills and 3 kills on those Lurkers. Very low on HP is Kiwi's army right now. The Medevacs are trying to heal desperately, but there are only 2 of them, and one of them is very, very low on magic points. On energy points. Railgun doesn't have a huge army either. The Lurkers taking tank fire, and once again the 4th base by Railgun is under direct assault by the Terran army. It's not a whole lot of assault, but blinding cloud, blinding the tanks. Can he save this thing? The Vipers here when they are needed most. The tanks trying to get out of the blinding cloud range. Hydralisks doing it, and yes, all the tanks rather are gone. The Hydralisks cleaning up there, but both players taking severe shots during that last battle. Resources lost, 20,000 for the Terran and 25,000 for the Zerg. That's a lot. That's a lot of resources lost here, but did save his 4th base, a huge deal. Kiwi still on 4 bases happily. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bases happily. Right, 5th base along this left side. Does Railgun even know about this base? He doesn't even know about the base on this left side. That might prove to be his undoing. Against a Terran where you don't know where his bases are, it turns into a struggle. Railgun is making a 6th base here, not far from his 5th. A little bit far from his 5th. He should knock down this debris for easier defense. And Kiwi landing a 6th base of his own. So Kiwi keeping up in economy, keeping up in base number, just absolutely crushing Railgun's army and really not taking too much damage to what he's trying to do. Railgun making an 8th base up top in the very, very north section of this map. It looks like Railgun is trying to shut down this newly landed command center, but Kiwi defending it. Excellent job here, knowing where the Zerg army is at all times. The Vipers trying to do stuff, but unprotected there for the most part. Blinding Cloud, and easier to get out of Blinding Cloud if you're a Marine and a Marauder, as they do there. Tanks struggle much, much more mightily. Missile turrets coming up for Kiwi all around his 6th base. Smartly done. Static defense, you guys. Static defense is super duper good. Railgun's 7th base just about to pop. His 8th base about 50% complete here. This might be bad for Kiwi. If he can't kill a base in the next couple of minutes, I don't like our future for the Terran player. Making Vikings to try to snipe the Vipers down from distance. Again, Vipers lending a lot of ability as the Blinding Cloud goes down on the tanks. 2 tanks just pretty much more tanks useless, more and more clouds just covering these tanks. And it does wear off. It does wear off eventually, but Railgan picking off what he can, and as soon as the cloud wears off, he retreats. He backs on out. Again, he has forced Kiwi to set up a patrol here, set up a containment very far away from his 4th gold base. I mean, it's just not really under a threat right now. So coming back on in, he's got his Vikings trying to pick off Vipers here. The Vipers are not actually in this army. They might be out of energy using Consume. Yes, using Consume on the natural base to get that energy back here. Another attempt to drop here inside the main. Marines taking down Hydros, taking down Lings. More Lings showing up. What do these Lings have for upgrades? +2/+2, and it's enough with Hydros support. And the Corruptor chases down the medevac as well. So good map awareness there by Railgan, not allowing that drop to do much of anything. Kiwi taking a bit of an advantage of the distractions here, going directly after the 6th base of Railgan. And is that the 6th? Yeah, numbers are hard. Regardless, that base explodes for Railgan down here in the southern section of the map. Kiwi getting that win. That's what I thought. He needed something that really bad. Railgan coming in a little bit desperately with Lings and Hydras and Lurkers. There are still enough tanks to do this. No, only 1 tank remaining. Oh, that blinding cloud is really, really good for Railgan here. It has saved his bacon more than once in the last 5 or 6 minutes for sure. +3 vehicle weapons being researched by Kiwi. More and more Vipers in production. +3 ground carapace on the way for Railgan at the same time. And reestablishing that 6th base and 7th base up top in the north. Was I calling that the 8th? I might have been calling that the 8th. Much to my everlasting shame. Tanks taking out Queens that get a little bit too frisky. Marine drop does find Railgan's attempt at this 7th base, and a bunch of drones get killed, and the base itself is going to die. Moving right on in here is Kiwi at the same time, emboldened by killing that base and forced to retreat back into the tank fire. Blinding Cloud, a couple of the tanks do a Blinding Cloud, 2 more get Blinding Cloud on them. There's still 1 tank here, a bunch of Marines and Marauders, but overwhelming numbers with the Zerg forces. Hydralisk waltzing through here, killing another tank. Somehow Railgan is now on the warpath, pushing in. But no, being stopped short by what? What was he stopped short there by? I don't know. What's our tank count currently? Tank count is 1. There's 1 tank for Kiwi. That's kind of what's keeping him alive right now. Kiwi's forced to lift off his orbital command at his own gold base. Hydralisk's trying to kill as many SCVs as possible because they started retreating a while yet ago. Lurkers burrowing at the bottom of this ramp, trying to assist with his battle as he walks right on up it again. Tanks, amazing concave. +3 Marauders just hitting like trucks. Again, bonus damage versus armored, which is not what Hydralisks are. They just have a lot more HP. Well, some more HP than they used to. Lurkers are +3/+3. Hydras are +3/+3. The 7th base, 6th base for Railgun is back. 7th base not on the way back. Kiwi losing that gold was kind of a big deal, but I mean, let's be honest, it was pretty much mined out at this point anyway. Had exactly 4 mineral patches, and a couple of them were pretty low on that mineral count. Hydra is trying to waltz on in here to a planetary fortress of Kiwis. Vikings in the sky, they haven't really been able to do much in stopping that blinding cloud from happening. Unfortunately for Kiwi, I feel like maybe ghosts would be better. Steady targeting on the Vipers to make sure the blinding cloud doesn't land in the first place. That is my personal recommendation, but we'll see. We will see if we see that later on. Tanks are here. 5 tanks are here with +3 attack. No armor upgrades, which is actually kind of interesting. If you want them to be more survivable, I suppose. Liberators in production for Kiwi. This game is still going, you guys. Man alive. Planetary Fortress here for Kiwi has 36 workers at it. I feel like he needs to expand again, possibly. It's very possible he needs to do that. Marines, Marauders, and tanks coming in, trying to kill a Lurker, but Lings and Hydras show up. Hey, tanks, trying to join the front. No. No, you're not. Lings running another tank and exploding it here. Marines and Marauders just trying to get to the rest of their army, getting destroyed, and then Railgan very patiently just backs on out. Backs on out. 7th base back on the way for Railgan. 8th base in the bottom right corner of this map for the Railgan. And this is incredible back and forth effort between both of these players. Tanks mostly unsupported. I feel like Railgan could have picked them off pretty quickly, but he decided to retreat anyway. They were on the high ground, so Railgan did not know what was up there. He didn't know what to expect, so the smart move at that point was to back on out. More Lings on the way. +3 melee attack being researched at the 24-minute mark. Why not? Why not do these things if you are Railgan? Marines scouting around for Kiwi, trying to see, are there bases over here? Lings say, no. No, there are no bases over there. Just die. Just die and don't report anything back home. to your superior. So he doesn't technically know there's a base there, but I think he has to assume that there's kind of a base there. Overlord, pooping creep, not exactly where this command center wants to land for Kiwi in the bottom side of this map. Is it close enough to prevent a drop? I don't think it is. I think it's right along this outer edge here as players, again, continue to dance back and forth. Near this fourth base of Railgun, which has kind of been the general spot for good times. Can that command center land? Maybe it can't land. Maybe it can't land. Send a Viking. Send a Marine. Do something. Dude, you need this base, Kiwi. You need it so bad. 199 to 184 total supply here. Again, Kiwi threatening that fourth base. There are a couple lurkers, 2 lurkers and a spine crawler here. Liberators might be the way to go. Might be the way to go here for Kiwi. I don't know. I don't know what he needs to be doing. I still would love to see ghosts against those Vipers. Those Vipers aren't here. These battles go much differently. The last couple ones around. Trying to assault the 6th base of Railgun, but most of the army for Railgun is here. Are there Vikings in the sky, or are those guys dead? There are 4 Vikings in the sky. I don't know where they were. Abducting a Liberator. Excellent job there by Railgun. The abduct ability is really good. Kiwi managing to land his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th base here in the bottom side of this map. Ultralisk Cavern on the way from Railgun. About time. About time we see some Ultras here. Maybe Hydras aren't the way to go eternally and forever. Amen. Marines and Liberators shutting down Railgun's attempt at an 8th base down in the bottom right side of this map. There are a couple spines. Not enough. Not enough against fully upgraded Marines and Marauders. A lot of drones. More drones than I thought. Managed to escape here. I did not anticipate that a full 8 drones would get out of there based on what we were seeing. Another big attack up here at Railgun's 6th, forcing Kiwi back. Blinding Cloud on the tanks, as we've seen 100 times in this game. Marines and Marauders trying to destroy the Hydralisks, and I mean doing it, right? They're killing a lot of Hydras. 133 Hydras have died, but 226 Marines and 62 Marauders and 33 tanks have died as well. Resources lost here, about 38,000 lost for the Terran and 43,000 lost for the Zerg player. Marines trying to sneak up this backside of Railgun's 6th, but they just get absolutely destroyed, and there's no corresponding attack on the other side from Kiwi. I think that was the intent. It just didn't really happen to work out that way. 62 to 53 Harvesters. Railgun not really up in the worker count, but he's, I don't know. Why do I feel like he's going to be okay here? The top side of Railgun has the 7th base. Yes, he just lost his 8th. All right, maybe this is going to come down to a little bit of a closer thing than I expected. Again, the Blinding Cloud is just keeping Railgun alive at this point. Marines and Marauders finding Railgun's attempt to replant his 7th, and he's going to kill a lot more drones. Railgun is down. He's down to 41 Harvesters right now. He's going to lose this base. You got to focus down the base. No, trying to deal with these Hydras and Corruptors that come in. And I mean, they're taking some with them, but the base remains alive. Attack into the 6th base of Railgun. The army is out of position. Kiwi doing a great job here. The 6th base of Railgun is going to explode, and it does. Can Railgun avenge it is the question of the day. Vipers with Blinding Cloud trying desperately with Blinding Cloud, scanning, killing creep tumors. Kiwi's micro's been really good in this game. 240 APM for Kiwi, 235 for Railgun throughout this one. Again, EUGM stuff is not anything to mess around with for sure. Marines, Marauders sneaking up to the 7th base again. Yes, there's a single lurker here, but I'm not sure how much of that actually matters. More drones die. Railgun's down to 37. He's going to try to finish off the hatchery this time, as there's really no other targets to go after. He gets the hatch. Railgun, I think, is down to no mining bases. Yeah, his income is 0 right now. This is not good. He has Ultras. Are they fully upgraded? No, they don't have chitinous plating, unfortunately. Marines and Marauders waltzing into the 4th base of Railgun, killing the 2 lurkers that have been defending it for the last 10 minutes. And then backing out to the tanks. Ultralisks and Hydras coming on, and this might be the last hurrah for Railgun. If he can't do it now, I'm not sure when he's going to do it here. Tanks well spread out here to protect against Blinding Cloud. Still a bunch of them are covered up, reinforcing Marines and Marauders here. Vikings in the sky trying to kill the Corruptors, keep the Medivacs alive. Stutter stepping forward is Kiwi, and Railgun GG's out. Railgun is defeated, and Kiwi is victorious. That was really good. Holy cannoli, what a ZVT. 29 minutes of pretty much nonstop action there. Railgun tried going with, again, the Lurker Hydra combination that worked well for him in the previous ZVT, but Kiwi was like, nope, I'm going a lot of tanks. My tank count, I mean, at the end of the game was 6. He had lost 39 to that point. Marine Marauder tank with very, very heavy tank. Heavy tank. Splash damage against small units like Hydras are very useful. Again, they have 90 hit points, but they're still very small. Splash damage hits several of them at the same time. Tanks are really good against lurkers as well. Railgan did bring some Vipers in for some level of success, but even though Blinding Cloud took several of the tanks out of the equation, he wasn't really able to successfully win any of the major engagements that he saw in the last 10 minutes of the game. He was able to keep Kiwi away, Kiwi retreating smartly when he needed to reinforcing tanks, but there was just not that overwhelming Railgun crushing blow, crushing win that allowed him to march forward and take victory in the battle overall. So, excellent job by both of these players. Kiwi gets the win, though. Terran fans can be happy today, and that's going to be it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.